Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Regina Marthalia. I am the LSPR Communication and Business Institute student under the supervision of Mr. Charles Bonar Sirait as my mentor and lecturer. I am here today to talk about hydropower as a provider of renewable energy. Hydropower has been the largest global provider of renewable electricity for over 100 years and represents the first mainstream source of renewable energy. However, many environmental groups don't view large-scale hydro as truly renewable. So, what is it? Hydroelectricity is a foundation of our energy future or something better left in our past? Today, hydroelectricity produces 73% of global renewable energy. There are three main types of hydropower facilities: large-scale impoundment dams, run-of-the-river dams, and pump storage facilities. The first and most recognizable are the large conventional dams, like the Great Hoover Dam. These are known as impoundment dams. These harness water's potential energy by storing water upstream in a reservoir and then flowing that water downstream to a set of turbines which spin and generate electricity, while other renewable energy sources like wind and solar struggle with intermittency. Impoundment dams do not. A reservoir can store water for a long period of time. They essentially act like a giant battery which provides stable power, known as base load power. This can be used as a foundation which supports intermittent renewable sources like solar and wind. One downside of impoundment dams is that they do not generate significant life cycle emissions. These are both from the emissions intents of concrete use in their construction as well as a methane release from rotting vegetation in the flooded reservoir. Methane is a greenhouse gas which is 30 times more potent than CO2, and the reservoir of impoundment dams have been estimated to generate 23% of all anthropogenic or human-created methane. These reservoirs also restrict the migration of fish like salmon who migrate up river system. The area that this reservoir flood can also be enormous. The largest hydroelectric dam in the world, the Three Gorges Dam on the Yangtze in China, has a reservoir which has the same size of Barcelona and displaced 1.2 million people when it was built. It is for this reason that many environmentalists don't view impoundment dam hydroelectricity as a true renewable source of energy. However, it should be mentioned that not all reservoirs are the same. Reservoirs with lower temperature or higher oxygen level will produce less methane than hotter, and shortly after the dam is built, the reservoir produces essentially the same emission as a naturally occurring lake. As these dams operate for a long time, often more than 100 years, impoundment dams have similar cycle emission to wind, solar, and nuclear. A second type of hydroelectricity is known as run-of-the-river and is considered as a renewable energy source of energy. As the name implies, this hydroelectricity plant don't use a dam and instead use a natural flow of the river to span turbine and generate electricity. This eliminates the need to flood a reservoir, which in turn eliminates the methane release from the reservoir and the need to relocate citizens. The downside of run-of-the-river dams is that they are seasonal. They produce more when there is a significant rainfall or meltwater and produce less when there isn't. They can act like a giant battery in the same way as large impoundment dams. The last type of hydroelectricity is known as pump storage. This system takes advantage of high and low periods of power demand. When there is a low demand for electricity but excess in generation, the excess electricity is the system is used to pump water into a reservoir. When the demand for electricity high, that water is then released down to turbines and generate electricity for consumption. This works well when paired with more intermittent renewable energy sources like wind and solar. If the sun is shining but no one is using electricity, pump storage can be used to move up water into the reservoir and then release again in the evening when the demand for power increases. An area's hydroelectricity potential has a lot to do with geography. Areas with large river basin and heavy snowfall or rainfall have the most potential for hydro. Costa Rica, a country celebrated for its use of renewable energy, and if it's enormously from being a mountainous region with heavy rainfall. It produces 98% of its electricity from renewables, a full 76% which come from hydro, and most of it which come from large impoundment dams. Not all country has the same opportunity, while hydroelectricity has several key drawbacks. It is the only standalone source of energy other than nuclear which can provide baseload power while producing ultra-low level of emissions. It is a key part of our planet's energy ecosystem and will continue to be far into the future. I would like to thank you for your attention and hope that this sharing session gave all of you a clear understanding of hydropower and renewable energy.